Hello, everybody, and welcome to this installment of Photo Finds for December 9th, 2014. I'm your host, Nick Russo. Let's go ahead and begin for this week. We're getting started out on City Walk at Universal Orlando, and we're getting an updated look here, not at the construction, but at the deconstruction, the demolition of the NASCAR Sports Grill. All of the signage has come off, and the gift shop has come down entirely. As you can see, the entire building is being hollowed out, and presumably that whole front shell is going to come down. And the reason I point this out is for two things. A, to point out how fast Universal actually does things. I mean, it's been such a short period of time since the NASCAR grill has closed, and compared to the Disney parking garage, for example, I mean, Universal works day and night, 24/7. If you're on City Walk, you're going to be hearing the buzzing of the saws over here. And I just thought it was an interesting thing to point out how quickly projects are developed at Universal. Out on City Walk as well, they have signage up for the Eve party that's going to be happening on New Year's Eve out on City Walk, and you do have to be 21 to be on City Walk for this event, so just keep your mind on that. Out front of Universal Studios Florida, since we've been here, they put some more decorations out. The garland was already there, but I believe the sign, yes, the sign is new since the last time we were here, as well as the inflatable elf. Closer look on the sign. And one little detail I wanted to point out as we headed in, I haven't gotten a shot of the Escape from Gringotts height requirement sign yet, but it's right on the same level as Men in Black Alien Attack. Just a small detail I wanted to point out. Now, as we head down Rodeo Drive here in front of Terminator, this is something you don't always see. These are all the characters from the Superstar Parade. And the reason they're out here is because all of these characters are obviously entertainment, and they have to be paid, so they need to do something. Well, they're not being paid to be in the Superstar Parade because the Macy's Holiday Parade is going on right now for the holiday season. So, since these characters are not in the parade, or in the parade at all, they do have to pay these guys to come in, and instead of being in the parade, they do some character interactions. In addition to these character interactions, you'll see a lot more of those minion dance parties all around, and the minions do some interactions with guests, and I saw one a few days ago, and I actually think it's something the minions should do all the time because it makes a really nice, fun atmosphere in the streets. This picture doesn't do it justice, but there's music playing, and it's a fun time for everyone. Now, this is the starting point, the step-off point for the Macy's Holiday Parade, and that's in fact what we're at Universal to see. The parade, of course, starts off with a police escort, motorcycle cops heading down the road there, and we're watching the parade out in front of the actual Macy's building, so we'll see the some pictures of the ending performance that they only do in this particular area. The first balloon that you see is of Santa Claus, and then followed by the toy soldier. Some of the balloons are not actually inflated and up in the air. Well, they're all inflated, but they're not all suspended in the air. Some of them are on floats, such as this. Some of the walk-around characters, a clown and potted plant here, and they all do their best to interact with the guests. Some are better than others. They have a lot of these star balloons in all different colors, and of course the balloon handlers, they're called, are all dressed in appropriate colors to match their assigned balloon. This float here is of an ice skater. Now, obviously, it's not real ice, or it's not even fake ice that you sometimes see at different attractions. This ice skater is rollerblading, and the other detail on this float, of course, are the minions up top, and Universal tries to integrate their own characters into the floats and parade as much as possible, in addition to the retired Macy's Holiday Parade balloons and floats. The Caterpillar, this is Mother Goose. This is one of the old classics from the New York Macy's Parade. Oh, and on the back of the Mother Goose, here's another example of the integration of Universal characters, Shrek and Fiona in the back there, and it's a good place to put them because this is the Storytime Mother Goose float, so Shrek and Fiona very, very tied into that whole storytelling theme. Here's the pink hippopotamus balloon. And now, at several points in the parade, they'll shoot off a bunch of confetti, and that's kind of a fun detail to add to it. A lot goes off at the very end as well. The Simpsons RV is actually in the parade, all decked out in holiday themes, and all the Simpsons are wearing their winter garb. They have about 8 to 10 snowmen that walk around, and they come around the corner here, and this is kind of where they remain for the entirety of the parade. And you'll notice some more characters out in the back there. So the walk around characters kind of go with the route, and then once they get to the tree here, they stop as the rest of the parade continues on. And the reason for that is to put on that ending performance that we'll see in just a moment. We have Betty Boop and her agent up there in the 50s style car, followed by the inflatable snowman. So that's that float. The Ice Queen or Ice Princess has her own float as it goes by, and followed by the big old polar bear with some teddy bears on the front of that one. Some more walk around stilted characters. This guy is kind of an elf with some big old presents strapped to his legs. I really like that character. And then Woody Woodpecker coming by with his girlfriend. Her name is slipping my mind right now. They have their own platform there. They have some marching bands, very small marching bands on select nights, and then some baton twirlers as well. These change from time to time, so you're not going to be seeing the same exact troops every single night. Some bike around characters. And now, these are actually new. These big inflatable balloons, these were once balloons, once upon a time. They have since been converted into these kind of vehicles that are guided or steered from a person within them. And it kind of gives you the impression that when they come around the corner and they come right by you, they're going to tip over. And that was the reaction you get from a lot of people watching the parade. The giant candy cane coming down the road, and you'll see in the background as we get a better shot, the parade is ended by Santa Claus and a smaller version of the Santa Claus you would see in the Macy's Thanksgiving Parade in New York. His sleigh at the Universal version only has 2 reindeer. The actual full-scale parade has the full 8 or 9 reindeer. And as he comes around the corner with Mrs. Claus, they are waving, and as they approach their ending point, these kind of rocket-looking dancers make a line here, and they get ready to do their uh, final performance, I'd say, or final tree lighting. That's what it is. It's a tree lighting. So Santa Claus is going to light the tree and wish us all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year as the confetti finally falls for one last time and the tree is lit. And then the characters do a very last minute meet and greet. No pictures or anything, no autographs. They kind of just linger on for a moment as the parade heads off down the road into San Francisco, to that area, and the characters head off backstage. There's a final shot of the tree lit up. Now, on this particular night, the parade got kind of a late start, so you'll notice it's a little bit darker than it probably would be on a normal parade night. And right after the parade ends, out on the production central stage, Mannheim Steamroller performs every night that the parade is happening. And this a cappella group, their names are the Mistletoes, I believe. They open up for Mannheim Steamroller. And yeah, it's just 4 of them, so it's kind of an intimate little music performance. All right, leaving Universal and heading over to Epcot. Now, we were here for holidays around the world. I'm going to do an episode, a full detailed episode on holidays around the world coming up either next week or the following week, but I just wanted to show you some smaller details from Epcot, and one of them is just kind of random, but I wanted to show you what the boat ride is like across World Showcase. In case you've never been on the boat ride, it is a somewhat medium-sized boat. Fits maybe, I don't know, 70 to 100 people, it seemed like. And they come every 15 minutes. They go from Germany to America to Mexico, something like that. Either America to Mexico, and then there's a couple other stops. But anyway, they give you some unique shots around World Showcase, which you wouldn't really get otherwise, and that's kind of the reason I'm showing it to you. just some shots of all the different countries. So nothing new, but I wanted to point this out to you. And it's something, if you haven't done, why not? Take a little ride across the lagoon. It's a nice change of pace. All right, and the other thing I wanted to show you is I showed you this stage last week, the stage for the joyful music performance, but there was nobody performing on it because the shows hadn't started yet. So this week, there was a performance going on. It's a very upbeat gospel celebration on select days, all throughout the season at select times. And so it's vocalists and a full band performing very spiritual, religious music, and it's a good time for anyone, even if you're not religious. It's just a good musical performance. So if you get the chance, stop by, take a look at that. Why not? Alright, and the last thing I'm going to be showing you today is heading over to downtown Disney, or Disney Springs. The Disney Springs parking garage has opened, and it seems to be functioning well. There's a lot of parking in this thing. Now, I don't believe all of it is open yet. There is still some construction going on, but at least some of it is open, and it's very new, very clean, obviously. And like I said, traffic seems to be flowing through there fairly well. Alright, now actually heading into downtown Disney, I wanted to stop by here to get a few shots at the brand newly opened food truck park. So this is in downtown Disney West Side. It has just opened up. Now for some reason there were only 2 trucks here. It was my impression that there were going to be 4 trucks from we've been seeing those 4 themed trucks for a very long time now, over a year, and I was expecting them to all be here. There were only 2 this day from Hollywood Studios and Epcot. I believe we'll be seeing all 4 here at some point. There's plenty of space for them, but there's some seating out here, some area warmers, and some decorations just to make the area that much more appealing. And it's a nice little area right on the water. All right, everyone, thank you so much for stopping by this week. This is Photo Finds for December 9th, 2014. I'm Nick Russo, and until next week, have fun, guys. Bye.